Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 11th of June. Reading through Isaiah with Robert McShane. Today we read the 43rd chapter. And in verse 18 and 19 we have the following. God says to the people of Israel through the prophet, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. How it springs up, do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." And as I read that, I thought God recognizes that so often we hang on to the past. And God says, forget the past. You're going forward, you're going into something new. So the former things were wonderful, assuming that they were, but don't hang on to them. Be prepared to move. And as God leads us into new things, it'll often be into what seems impossible. You're going into a wasteland. You're going into a wilderness. That's a hopeless situation. But God says, no, I will make a way there. I will put streams there. It will be a good place to be. And so that's for us an encouragement as well. And then I was thinking about God saying, I will do a new thing. And so often we think, well, certainly I think, and maybe this is just me, maybe it's more people. But when we think of God doing a new thing, it's kind of like we expect. We've been getting a peanut butter sandwich from God up to now. God's going to do a new thing. We're going to get peanut butter with syrup, and then we'll have that as a sandwich. And that will be the new thing that God does. But sometimes God comes and says, no, forget the sandwiches. I'm going to give you a bowl of stew. And we often think, a bowl of stew, I'm used to sandwiches. I like sandwiches. I enjoy sandwiches. Just a slightly increased sandwich would be great. And God says, now I'm doing a new thing. And sometimes a new thing is completely new. And we can find that unsettling and leaves us unsure and worried. But we also need to recognize that God is a loving God. And when he does a new thing, it's for our good. And of course, we can cope with it. He wouldn't give us something that will be a stumbling block and trip us up and be a problem. As he leads us into new things, it'll be a good place to be. And so for me, that's a great encouragement. In our personal lives, God constantly calls us to do new things and go into new places and engage in new activities. So we do new things with God. He calls the church as well. We need to move. We cannot hang on to the past. We go into a new thing and it might be quite different. But we'll be nervous going in. But once we're there, we'll say, this is the best place to be, for sure. And we pray that God will be doing the same in our country, leading us into new things, doing new things round about us, working for his glory. And so hang on to this God who leads us into new things. Be blessed.